Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I want to talk a little bit about how your empathy is a gift that should be used wisely. This is another one that took me a long time to figure out, because you go through stages because you know you have empathy and you have something that other people don't have. And what you will go through is that you will go through phases where you're like on a high because you're filled with energy and you have a lot of energy to give, and you'll start sparing your energy everywhere. You're sprinkling fairy dust all over a whole bunch of demons that don't deserve your empathy, and you've been around them long enough to know that they don't care when people do good deeds for them, so you tend to spare all your energy into people, and then you get to the point where you understand that you're doing that. So now you kind of are like, oh, I'm only going to give energy to people that are giving me energy, right? I'm going to respect people, but I'm not going to overextend my empathy. I'm going to sympathize with them. Sorry, I have to take a sip out of my drink. I'm so thirsty. So you got to sympathize with people, because you know you have empathy. You don't have nothing to prove to nobody. If it was you against the world and you had to sacrifice yourself for others, for the ones you love, or for someone that you know that you're the type of person that you will sacrifice yourself for the people you care about. But you also understand that there are people that you think care about you that don't really care about you, but you think that they do, and those are the type of people that you cannot sacrifice yourself over, right? So one thing that I noticed, right, sometimes you can get together with other empaths or other people that are going through the struggle, who are calling people narcissists, who, you identify with them and they identify with you, how you think, how you feel. You support them, you're there for them. They support you, they're there for you. But you remember when you were with certain narcissists, the people that hurt you the most, that when you really needed it the most, they disappeared. So sometimes you got people around you that it seems like, they empathize with you, you empathize with them, but your relationship really hasn't been tested, because you don't know unless they are there for you when you actually need it, and they don't have nothing to gain from you. In those moments, certain people will come around, but then they will disappear, right? When you go through your hardest times in your life, they disappear. And you've done a lot of stuff for them, and then you feel like you're supposed to get some type of energy back. Sometimes you even forgive the narcissist people in your life, and you're hoping that one day, months or years down the line, they'll think about what happened and they'll have enough respect for you. Even if they don't love you, they'll have enough respect for you to show up for you. Say you're suffering a death in your family, you're going through something, you're grieving, your shit getting harder and tougher for you. You think to yourself, I wish I can call this person and they could look out for me, or I could go over there, or I wish this person could give me a call and just say that, hey, they're here for me, just to talk, because in the worst moments of these narcissists' lives, you stood by them, and guess what? You're wondering, why the fuck wouldn't they leave me alone? It's because your empathy is a gift. That's why I say your empathy is a gift that you can't give to everybody. You're wondering, why did they stick around? Why did they keep coming back? They wanted, and then on top of that, they're telling you that your empathy don't mean shit, but your empathy saved them in many ways, or else they would have never presented themselves to you in the first place. If your empathy didn't have no value, as they're treating it as they're making it seem like you didn't help me grow, you didn't do nothing for me. But the longer you're away from these people, a part of you cares about them in a sense where if you hadn't went through certain things, you wouldn't understand certain things. It gave you a type of wisdom that has helped you against other people. So there's this, you helped me, but I can't stand you because of what you did to me, right? The betrayal part, because you fooled me to think it was something that it's not. And I realized that what I wanted was very important for my survival, and you fed off of that and taught me that I didn't need those things for my survival. I really gotta love myself before anything, because there's people that will say they love you and will stick around, and they became those same people they claimed they despise because someone did something to them. But guess what? When they find a new supply, when they find something better, when they feed and lynch off of your energy and shit starts going good for them, they start getting the job that they wanted, they get the girl of their dreams, they get the guy of their dreams, they won't look back ever again. And then you think to yourself, what about all those promises you made, right? That you never pulled through with them, and you end up in a deeper hole, or you end up in a hole, period, which you've never been in, and you have to fend for your life in a way that you realize if you hadn't came across this person, you wouldn't have went downhill that much, because there are a lot of narcissists out here, but there aren't a lot of them that will stick around with you for months and years at a time. Most of them, the supply that you have to offer don't mean nothing to them, because they rather be around negative sources. They like being in the mud. But then you got those narcissists that they've been there in the mud for so long, they're willing to deceive you. You know, they haven't got the right source of supply for themselves. Even they haven't got anyone, even the Jezebel spirit, they haven't got anyone to fuel them. They could be around the Jezebel spirit, but she's not fueling them. They're only getting a small amount of supply, which is the sex. They're getting their sexual desire is being fed, but once that is over, once they're done with that, the Jezebel don't have any life to give them, because she doesn't have life to give. She doesn't have that in her. Everything that she's going to be able to provide is either going to be from a place of control or a place, it's always going to be from a place of control, whether it's finance, whatever the case is, or it's going to be through sex. So this is where you come in. When the Jezebel spirit, she's not going for that. She's not willing to allow the narcissist to exploit her, because she's trying to get something too, and she's standing on her word. So the narcissist looks at you like you're weak. They're like, oh, you're weak. They don't respect your empathy. They think the empathy is weak, but yet they came to you because they needed it, because they weren't strong enough. Or else they could have just stayed in their misery with this person or whoever they want to be with, or by themselves. But misery loves company, so they needed your empathy. And, you know, the older I get, a lot of things about me, I know came from the people that I grew up with. The narcissists in my life have a lot to do with my personality. But the only difference is that the only thing that I didn't learn from them was empathy. I learned fake empathy from them. But when I do it because I mean it, right? The narcissist will empathize with you, but it's only for them to validate themselves, to tell themselves that exploiting you is not that bad, because at least they breadcrumbed you. At least they didn't just stick around and did nothing at all, right? That's their way of validating their good deeds, their empathy. So I realized, you know, I am the narcissist, and not in a sense of I'm a narcissist, but I am the narcissist, and the narcissist is me. I am a part of him. You know, I am a part of him. He's a part of me, regardless, because in this life we cross paths. You become a part of your personality is is based off of your upbringing, the people around you, the people you came across, friendships you came across. So you are who your friends are at that moment, at that time, because you were a different version of yourself, right? So this is why it feels like the narcissist took a piece of you when they left, because they did take a piece of you. They took a big ass chunk of your empathy. And then you're trying to replace what they took away, but your empathy is still there. But there's a hole there. There's a hole there. And once you start feeling that hole and you realize what someone did to you, it'll always hurt, because you might have filled up your cup, but the damage, the scars are still there, right? I could have, remodeled this house, but this house is still, it was still built. It's built in that condition. And now you have to remodel your house, in, out with the old, in with the new. But you're still there. A part of you, your past, the history of this home, the history of who you are, right? So this is why I say your empathy is a gift, and it should not be given to everybody, because a lot of people don't appreciate it, because they think you should just keep pouring out your empathy onto them. You have all the right to respect people, right? You have all the right to have good manners. But based off of you respecting people and showing them good manners, you have to be taking notes. How are they responding to your kindness? Because you're going to feel their shit right away. They're either going to be kind back, or they might fake like they're kind back and start trying to interrogate you. And now, based on the conversation, based on the invasion, based off of their questions, because in the back of your head, you know why they asked you that question, because they're trying to figure you out. They're trying to see if you're dumb, if you're sleepwalking. They're trying to see if you feed into bullshit, if you feed into gossip, if you feed into bullshit on your timeline, shit that's not even real, shit that is used to entertain you and distract you. They're going to use all those things against you to see how much you know. And based off of that, hey, I'm gonna keep being respectful, but this person's already dead, and they don't even know. They don't hold no energy or space in my head, in my energy field. I don't fuck with you. I already know I cannot show you no empathy based off of the respect that you're giving me up front. The way you're looking at me, your eye movement, everything, that's going to determine whether that person is worth your empathy or not. And you're going to figure it out that most of these people don't even deserve your kindness, your empathy. Yeah, always be respectful. Always be, and guess what? You have to stay in a position of being respectful with people. You have to assert yourself. You don't always have to tell these people the truth. You don't always have to tell these people how you really think, what's really in your mind, what your life is really about, because at the end of the day, they're competing with you. That's why they want to know in the first place, because think about it. A lot of shit that you wouldn't ask people, or you don't care to know about people, because there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's no connection. You don't have nothing in common. They don't serve no purpose in your life. There's no purpose for them in your life. So based off of that, you already know I don't owe you no empathy, because you don't serve no purpose. I sympathize with you. I'm respectful, but that's it. Sometimes, right? You think people got your back. People, they're back and forth. They do for you. They show up for you when you need it and things like that. And I've told people before, I'm like, if we ever get into any type of disagreement or anything, I don't like to stay mad. We got to work through those issues out right away, because I don't like to harbor anything. And in situations where I'm going through something. Don't make it about you when I'm going through something, because when you're going through something, I pull my full focus on you, and that's why you fuck with me in the first place, because you know I'm real, and I'm gonna hear you out, and I'm gonna give you the best advice, and I'm gonna be there for you when you're grieving. I'm gonna be there for you when you can't sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? So don't make everything about you. I won't make everything about me. There's a time for everything. There's a time and place for everything. And you'll see that certain people, they'll get mad at you for something, and then they won't talk to you for a while. And then when something happens to them, they pull up the same way the narcissist did. They pull up on you and they want to talk to you, and they got a story to tell you, and they feel so comfortable. They're like, I knew you would answer. I knew you would listen. I knew you would be around at my fucking command. You know what I'm saying? And you're thinking like, motherfucker, when I called you, you didn't answer, or you hung up on me and was mad. And I know that you eventually you were going to think things through, and you were going to figure out that it was you who was out of line, out of pocket. Because I've been showed you who I am and how I think, and I always told you, if there's a disagreement, we could disagree. We can agree to disagree, but don't use me because I've been a good friend. At the end of the day, don't sit here and throw me away when I've done more good than bad. You got to figure out, has this person done more good than bad, right? And you'll notice that some of these people, the narcissists, can do bad, and they're hanging on to the good, and you do good, and they hang on to the one bad thing that you did, or something that they disagree, or a altercation. They hold on to they hold on to everything about you, and that's because they don't fuck with you. They're using you for your empathy, because your empathy is a gift. Your empathy is a gift to them. That's why they come running when something happens. And then guess what? When you don't respond to them, they go and tell other people, I don't know what I did to this person. They're not talking to me. Or they say, I don't know what I did to them. I even showed up for them when they needed it. They start telling other people what they've done for you. Almost like, well, bitch, what? I haven't done nothing for you? What the hell? So what? I ain't done nothing. They start telling people what they've done, and then they'll keep reaching out to you, or they'll apologize to you, and then you'll tell them, hey, don't tell people that you've done stuff for me just because we weren't talking. Like, what kind of stuff is that? I've done this for you. I've done that for you too. And then they'll sit there and be looking at you like, yeah, you're right. You're right. And when you're going through something, you're thinking, man, I was going through something. I gave so much energy to the people around me, and it depleted me. And I was walking around feeling like a zombie, feeling dead, feeling like, why am I here? My energy started to I started feeling fucked up for no reason. Because everybody acting weird. So that's how you know that you have to be very careful with your empathy, because guess what? Some people are like, oh, I don't want to, you don't want to talk to me. I'm gonna wait till you. Now they gaslight you, and they make it seem like, well, whenever you're done being mad with them, you can reach out to them, and they're basically waiting for something bad to happen to you so you can reach out to them. Or they're talking to other people, trying to get updates on what's happening in your life, trying to know every move that's happening. So when good things is happening, they wondering why you're not reaching out. When bad shit happening, they wondering why you're not reaching out. But it's not you who they want. It's not you who they care about. It's about the gift of empathy. Because when you try to tell them that what they're doing is affecting you or hurting you, or you're telling them, hey, I can't go through stress because it affects my body, it affects me, I get sick, I can't, it's bad for my health to stress out and things like that, because I was stressed out for many years with the narcissist and the relationship, or you know what I'm saying? I can't do drama. I can't do negative energy. I don't have the energy for that. You're gonna have to go get someone younger or somebody else that got energy to play. I don't got that kind of energy left in me for anybody. So the empathy I got, I don't mind using it, but I got to use it at the right time. I got to use it for the right people. When I feel like you don't need me no more, and you feel like my empathy is whatever, you feel like you can get it and play with it however you want to, that's when I know I got to go. I don't care if you're family. I don't care if we're friends forever, BFFs. I don't care if we're in a relationship. It don't matter who you are. When people don't appreciate your empathy, they are a danger to you, because your empathy is a gift. That's why they keep running back to you when they need it, because they need that shit. They're like blood-sucking vampires. And guess what? A lot of times when you need empathy, nobody is there for you, and you don't even mind. You're just sick of these soul-sucking vampires that don't even see the value in you, because you saw the value in them. So a lot of these people, they don't love you. There's a capacity. They might care about you. They might enjoy your friendship or who you are to them. But a lot of times when you need it the most, you'll see they'll try to redirect your destiny. You got plans. They try to make new plans for you. You can't even share things with them. They don't got the same love, the same loyalty, the same respect, the same type of empathy for you. They only use you for the gift, because they know your empathy, that shit is pure. That shit is like pure energy to them. That shit is like crystals to them. And what's crazy is that once they take that energy, they say you did nothing for them. Why would the narcissist keep coming around you? Think about it. Why would they keep hoovering you? They needed it. And then when they go to another relationship, they tell the new person, oh, I couldn't grow as a person because my ex was low vibrational. She, you know, that's why we're not together, because I had to outgrow them. The only reason the narcissist was even in a position to outgrow you is because of your energy. Because before you came along, they were stuck somewhere. They were stuck in a virtual prison. And then once they escape it, because you gave them your energy, and now guess what? They're living your life and you're living their life. And even when they're gone, it's like, you know, even when they're having fun and they're bashing you, you know, they're a part of you and you're a part of them, and there's no changing that. Even if they faked everything, they can't fake the energy they took from you. They can't fake the fact that a lot of who they are and how they've changed is because of you. So the fact that they don't even give you your flowers, and they're ignoring you, and they don't ever come back and apologize, and they don't shoot you no motherfucking money when you need it the way you did for them, lets you know that they are energy vampires. They steal empathy, the energy from people, and deplete it to where you might not have any empathy left to give. You might be in a position, they might bring you down so low that you might try to use your empathy to work your way up, and nothing that you do is good enough, because when people see you or people are around you, they feel darkness, because you're in a state of darkness, because they left you in a state of darkness. So your empathy is still there, but there's no fairy dust left. So that's why you got to get gone from these people when you start to see that the empathy don't mean nothing to them, that they think they could come in and out of your life. They think they could disrespect you when they're mad and shit. They're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep disrespecting you. Every time they get mad, they're going to catch an attitude. They're going to act like you ain't shit. They're going to walk in front of you.